So there's a black hole at the center of the Epstein's file universe. The Pam Bondi testimony that happened last week was a complete disgrace, but take a look at this image, which really captures exactly the symbolism behind her very disgraceful testimony. It really shows you how law enforcement and justice itself has turned its back on survivors of sexual assault. She's sitting there, the Attorney General of the United States, looking very smug, as the Epstein survivors stand behind her, and they're raising their hands in answer to a question by a representative whether they've been contacted by Bondi's DOJ. They have not been. And Bondi is refusing to turn around to them to apologize for the fact that many of the identities of survivors, faces, even nude photos and driver's licenses were released, while on the other hand, all the names of men linked to Epstein and even the sexual abuse indications were completely redacted, even though the Epstein law says that you can't redact those things for embarrassment or anything else. So her testimony was very disgraceful in terms of how adversarial it was, but you actually can glean some things from it. And if you haven't had time to watch all of it, or haven't seen all the highlights, it is worth taking a look at some of them just to get a sense of what is the deeper and darker theme that's running through these things, like the black hole that I described. You can break it down into some categories, but let's listen to this first one.
Attorney General Bondi, you apologized to the survivors in your opening statement for what they went through at the hands of Jeffrey Epstein. Will you turn to them now and apologize for what your Department of Justice has put them through with the absolutely unacceptable release of the Epstein files and their information?
Congresswoman, you sat before, Merrick Garland sat in this chair twice.
This is the never asked Merrick Garland category, which is, how come you didn't question Merrick Garland about this? It's kind of like, what about Joe Biden kind of thing. And great quote from her saying, I'm not going to get into the gutter, for her theatrics, even though obviously Bondi herself is acting quite theatrically here. Next clip for you.
Question was, how many of Epstein's...
They don't like the answer, Chairman.
Reclaiming my time.
Because it's honest. So he asked a 4-minute question.
Restore 45 seconds to Mr. Nadler, please, Mr. Chairman.
Answer.
You can let her filibuster all day long, but not on our watch. Not on our time. No way. And I told you about that, Attorney General, before you started.
You don't tell me
Yeah, I did tell you because we saw what you did in the Senate.
You're a lawyer, not even a lawyer.
Committee will be in order. Time and I should get back at least 45 seconds.
We will give you a few more seconds.
Again, I'm not going to get into the gutter. Representative Jordan, Jim Jordan, seems pretty tickled by the entire thing. And she seems, Pam Bondi does, quite fixated with the idea of being in the gutter. Representative Nadler tries to question her, and then Jamie Raskin, representative, chimes in with her to kind of prevent her from wasting the time, right? That's the idea here. She's making all these arguments and speeches that's chewing up the time to actually ask her questions. She becomes very mad at Raskin, calling him a washed-up lawyer. He's not even a lawyer. So we're really descending into just pure insults here. Nice point.